Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're seeing me. My phone is acting funny. I tried to broadcast from the restaurant that I ate dinner at, and unfortunately the feed was not strong enough, so I wasn't able to do it. But I hope that I'm live now in the car. Right before, when I hit the button, I got this strange message like, So hopefully you can see me. So if anybody's on there, hit the little light button or something like that so I know that you're there and you can hear me. So I'm super excited about this particular power dinner that I'm doing tonight. Hey there, Chelsea. I always mispronounce your name. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? I'm super excited about this one that I'm doing. Marlena, hey. So many of you know that last week, Power Lunch with Dr. Avis was pretty much preempted most of the week because I was at the CBC conference, a major conference that happens here in DC every year. And I mean, my God, it just wore me down. I had to take Sunday and almost sleep all day. But it's a major conference. And so I thought I'd pop on tonight and talk a little bit about how to really be very strategic about the conference connections you can make so that you can go into a conference with a strategy around how you can actually monetize that conference experience. And so that's what I want to do today's Power Dinner about. Now, if you normally join me, you know that these are very short and sweet, 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the very top. I just want to give you a few tidbits that can help you advance in your career in some way, shape, or form. And that's what these sort of daily bits of knowledge are for. Hey there. Hey, Stephen. Thanks for popping on. Hey, Selena. How you doing? So I have 3 tips for you. Oh, thank you, Marlene. I appreciate that, hon. I want to have 3 tips for you for monetizing your next conference experience. Okay. Tip number 1. Go with a goal in mind. Okay. Go with a goal in mind. In other words, don't just pop up there and figure, that basically you're going to go check out the program and figure out what panels you're going to go to and just sort of wing it. What I want you to do is really think about who is coming to that conference. Who do you believe that is coming to that conference that you want to be very intentional about meeting and about connecting with? Yes, thank you, Tambra. Go with a goal in mind. Okay, so who do you want to meet? Really think about who do you want to meet at that conference. Do some due diligence around that person before you go. So just go on LinkedIn first. I don't mean stalk them, but go on LinkedIn. Get some details and some information about, and maybe that's even a great way to research about who to specifically target when you go to those conferences, if you have an idea about what your goal is. You might have different goals depending upon who you are and what you do. So for example, if you are a business owner, you might be looking to connect with people whom you might want to potentially pitch at some point down the road for a contract. If you are an employee, but you're looking to switch careers and move to a different employer, you might want to make some connections with that industry or with that specific organization that you ultimately want to go to. The goal is to really think about ahead of time who is coming to this conference that needs to know me in order for me to further my interest. Does that make sense? Hey there. Hey, Adabisi, how you doing, girl? So think about that. Who is coming to this conference that needs to know me? Now, notice I didn't say that you need to know. I'm very intentional about how I'm saying this. Who is coming to this conference that needs to know me? Think about it from that perspective and make sure you target that person and figure out what you're going to say ahead of time when you're face to face with that person. So in other words, think about how you're going to introduce yourself. Think about what your pitch is going to be when you see that person. It might not even be a full pitch. Basically, it's not going to be a full pitch. You don't want to sort of overwhelm them at the very beginning, but at least have a very effective way of introducing yourself to that person. So like a little, very mini, teeny, weeny little elevator pitch, okay? Something like that, where you can specifically let that person know who you are, something memorable about you, and figure out a way to sort of engage them in conversation. I find that one of the best ways to do that is to come prepared to ask them questions about themselves, because a lot of people feel comfortable. They like it when people ask about them, because most people are, spending all their time sort of spilling all the beans trying to get them to know who they are. And so after a little while, it sounds like want. But if you ask them questions about them and get them talking, you can start to form an actual sort of connection with that person that you can then draw upon after the conference when you reach back out. Okay, so that's number one. Go to the conference with a goal in mind. You want to be able to target who you want to meet there and do your due diligence around that person and be prepared with what you want to say ahead of time when you come face to face with that person. Number two, remember, this is that one situation in life. Thank you, Julian. This is the one situation in life. You know how your mom always says that it's better to give than to receive? This is the one situation in life where it's better to receive than to give. Okay? That's number two. It's better to receive than to give. So what do I mean about that? I'm talking about business cards, you guys. We all go to conferences like filled to the rim with a big old stack of business cards that we're just ready to hand out to each and everybody. But just think about that. At the end of the day, when you get back home, I know we all do it. We come back with a whole bunch of business cards. And how many people do you actually follow up with? Here's the goal. When you have targeted the specific people that you want to know you, right? Remember we said that at the beginning. Your goal is not necessarily to give them your business card. Your goal is to engage them in conversation and intrigue them so much that they are willing to give you their business card. Okay? Better than to receive than to give. So you want to have them give you their business card. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Natalie? And the reason why you want to do that is because these people who are in high demand at these conferences, who everybody and their mama is giving them their business card, they're going to go back. They're going to have a whole stack of business cards. And if they really are the bomb.com, do you really think they're going to go through all those business cards and reach out to those people? No. So the main thing is for you to try to get their business card so that you can do number three. Number three is follow up. Okay, that's the most important part of this whole entire process. Number three is you have to follow up. And one of my best suggestions for not forgetting to follow up with people is this great extension that they have on Gmail called Boomerang. If you don't have this already, trust and believe, you got to get it. It's thebomb.com. If you happen to have a Gmail account or even a professional account that is run through Gmail, and what I mean by that, it could be an account that has, an actual, another sort of name to it. It can be any extension. It doesn't say Gmail on the end, but it goes through Google. Okay? It's their technology that runs it. Okay, what you can do is you can get a free app to connect to that called Boomerang. And what I do, I love Boomerang. I love it, Adebisi. What I love about it is that when you meet someone, okay, that night, while it's still fresh in your mind and you have their contact information, remember that is your goal, to get their contact information, their card, and not necessarily to give them yours. What you want to do is you want to write them a quick email while it's still fresh in your mind that in some way relates back to your conversation and something memorable that you two have shared in that conversation. And then ask for a time in which you guys can follow up with a phone call, with lunch, with coffee, something like that. All right. Now, what's great about Boomerang is that it allows you to schedule when that email is sent, because you don't want to send it that night because they're not going to be in their office that night to check it. Right. But you want to do it then so that it's fresh in your memory. So what you can do is you can set it for a few days in the future when they're back in their office, so that when they get back to their modus operandi and they're sitting in front of their computer, bing, your email pops up right in front of them Monday morning, Tuesday afternoon, however you want to do it. I wouldn't do it any later than 48 hours after you expect them to be back in the office. The first day they might be overwhelmed with a lot of people, so maybe even the second day is a better strategy. But the bottom line is you want to be able to follow back up with them within 48 hours of when you expect them to be back in their office. And Boomerang is a great way for you to not forget to do that and to be able to make sure that your email contains relevant information from your discussion that you might get a little hazy about if you craft the email the next week, for example, if you happen to meet that person on a Thursday or Friday. All right. So those are my 3 tips. So a quick review is: number 1, go with a goal in mind. Know specifically who you want to connect with. Number 3 is remember it is better to receive than to give. So you want to get their information. And number 3, you want to follow up. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is about monetization is because at the end of the day, I've had opportunities where I've met people in conferences who have decision-making power over budgets. That's really who you want to target, for example, particularly if you're a business owner or if you're looking to transition to a new job. Connect with those people who might have decision-making power over those types of things, right? And so that's the monetization part that I'm talking about. Now, what you want to do is follow up. Because in my experience, when I've followed up with people, what they tell me many, many times is that 9 times out of 10, most people never follow up. So just by following up, connecting with them, making sure to ask for that other meeting, right? Ask for the meeting, ask for the phone call, ask for the lunch, ask for the coffee. You have already set yourself apart from everyone else that simply gave them their business card during that conference and then walked away, never to ever connect with them again. You will be ahead of the game, and you will be that much closer to getting that check, that new job, whatever it is you're looking to get out of that conference experience. So I'm hoping this is helpful for you guys. This is my strategy to maximizing time at conferences. Conferences are a wonderful learning experience, but they also can be an experience to make new connections, to broaden your business, to broaden your ability to maybe transition into an entirely new field. Really, there are no limits. It's only limited by your imagination and your creativity and your dedication to following up with people once you've met them. Thanks for all the hearts and all the likes, you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow around the regular time. I'm glad you like the tips for Power Lunch with Dr. Evis. All right, go out, have a wonderful evening, and remember, use your power. Take care. Bye.